forth with a scientific breakthrough that could have huge implications for the future of the planet as the world battles climate change. Today, scientists in America announced they'd overcome a major barrier in trying to generate carbon-free electricity through nuclear fusion. It's already being celebrated as one of the greatest scientific feats of the 21st century. But experts warn there's still a long way to go before the technique can be used to power homes and industry. Well, our science editor, Rebecca Morell, is here with all the details. Rebecca.
Thanks, Clive. It's been described as the holy grail of energy, nuclear fusion. It's the same process that powers the sun and other stars, and one day it could be used to produce near limitless energy, but crucially with no greenhouse gases here on Earth. So what is nuclear fusion? Well, the process involves taking two atoms and squeezing them together so they fuse. This generates a burst of energy. It sounds easy enough, but scientists have spent decades working on this. Today, though, a milestone has been announced in the United States.
Scientists at the National Ignition Facility achieved fusion ignition, and that is creating more energy from fusion reactions than the energy used to start the process. It's the first time it has ever been done in a laboratory, anywhere in the world. Simply put, this is one of the most impressive scientific feats of the 21st century.
So what's the breakthrough announced today, and what have they done? The experiment takes some hydrogen encased in a tiny pellet that's smaller than a peppercorn. Then, in a number of steps, 192 lasers blast the pellet. This sparks a fusion reaction where the hydrogen atoms join together, releasing energy. What's getting the scientists so excited, though, is for the first time, the energy coming out of the experiment, which is measured in megajoules, is that this number here, 3.15 megajoules, is bigger than the amount of energy going in, 2.05 megajoules. That's an increase of about 50%.
Fusion has been exciting scientists since they first figured out what was causing the sun to shine. It's an energy source that would produce no greenhouse gases, no radioactive waste, and it can produce a huge amount of energy from a small amount of fuel. So it offers us the potential of a clean, sustainable energy future.
So is fusion the future, and will our cities be powered by it anytime soon? Well, not yet, and maybe not for a while. The amount of energy generated in the experiment was small, enough to boil a few kettles of water, not power cities. And the reaction was also fleeting.
Obviously, we need to scale this up to a much larger system in order to be able to get a net energy gain that we can use for power. But the other thing we need to do is to be able to do this reproducibly and repetitively. If we want to get a power station, it may be that we have to perform these experiments once every second, and currently it's a day in between experiments. So there is a huge amount of scale up that needs to be done.
There are clearly hurdles to overcome. Cost is another one. Fusion is really expensive. But this experiment shows that the science works, and that is a huge step. Labs all around the world are working on this, and today shows that fusion could be a reality rather than a dream. Clive.
Rebecca, thank you for that. Rebecca Morell there, our science editor.